Yes, we are. We're here and now. This is Dr. Abraham Weisfeld, uh, and we're, and I'm in the dialogue here with Steve Struggle.
All right. Hello.
And
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello.
yeah, good day to you. It's I don't know if it's been a good week or not. Like
Yeah, it's a good
changes
question.
every hour. Like is the war on or off? It's like a switch on the wall, and Trump has got his fat finger on it. Oh my. What a state of the world, This
I
is
know.
called Western civilization. Uh-huh. Hmm.
It's not too simple, is it?
No, no,
It really is.
that's not a civilian there, in the presidency. No, that's a Epstein class star, superstar. I even saw a photo of him and Epstein in bed together, like
Oh no.
bedfellows, maybe good bedfellows, who knows? Anyway,
I heard
like
he went to one of these celebrity wrestling matches yesterday, he got booed. He went to the New York Knicks basketball game about a week ago, he got booed. So maybe he'll stay
yeah.
in. People tired of seeing him.
Yeah, maybe he'll begin to understand after a while.
Yeah. Can I get the message?
Maybe, he can get the message, like he seems like a Teflon man, like whatever sort of, people say about him that's evidently true, he just sloughs it off, like it doesn't matter, like I can do what I want. This wannabe bourgeois loaded balloon of a caricature of what an American is supposed to be. But that's not an American. That's, like just blowhard, I think is the American term for it. Yeah, blowhard. He even talks like that, like as if he's talking through a megaphone, but the megaphone is built into his mouth. Anyway, that's not nice, but just had to be said. So, there are things happening which are revolutionary and which we will pay attention to here and now. And this is the 14th of June in the year 2026, and the revolution is advancing. And the counter-revolution is there. But instead of Hegseth, taking over the reins of control from Trump, who's slowly falling asleep forever, it seems like J.D. Vance, seems to be the alternative to Hegseth because of the failure of their policies in Iran. The memorandum of understanding that's been drafted, I've heard some sort of comments on it. It seems to be principled an agreement, for Iran to be able to come to. It's similar to the agreement that we criticized, that we analyzed, rather deconstructed, that I got from the Times of Israel. And I think it was two recordings ago. It's about the same thing, So, okay, but like Trump tells Israel, don't bomb Beirut, because you'll fuck up this deal. And Israel, goes and bombs, Beirut because they want to, fuck up the deal.
Well,
So
that's what makes
can
this
they get away with
whole
it?
this whole thing is kind of okay. If it is a real U.S. Israel axis, if that is really what it is, then either Israel's too rabid or it's all planned, and Israel and the United States knew the attack was coming, and I'm going to play bad cop, and I'll play good cop, and you play bad cop. It's either
Yeah,
one of the two
yeah,
because either it's that or Israel's too rabid and they do what they want. And I just can't see that. I can't see that.
yeah,
They told
yeah,
somebody about no, they told somebody about that strike. Because if Trump's trying to hook something up and you screw it up, then he has to do something to you. He can't, no, he has to do something to you. Cut some money off. Something because you're messing up his stuff.
yeah.
So that's what makes you think it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's Trump knew about this attack. He knew
Exactly.
about it, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's all like political theater,
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's all kabuki theater. as
Okay.
as a program Reason to Resist, which everybody should watch, by the way. Great
Uh,
program. There was this Kabuki Theater, and also on that program with the guy, the gentleman from Thailand. He said it's all smoke and mirrors. So I'm
mm,
thinking that Trump knew that the U.S. approved that strike, but their public position, just like when there was a story 2 weeks ago, which got buried by the way, that Israel was spying on Steve Witkoff and the U.S. and then the U.S. in the negotiating team. They put bugs in their cell phones. They bugged their
oh,
cell phone. Yes, they did. They bugged their cell phones, and the DIA leaked the story, and you heard nothing about that story since. Now, clearly, the USA doesn't allow Israel to bug its phones. No, they don't. They may bug their phones, but you ain't bugging our phones. So it could be possible that they did this military strike on their own. Because if they're bugging your phones and they don't want and Israel doesn't want the war to end, then it will do things to counter your position so they have a way of undermining and bugging your phones and putting listening devices in say your hotel rooms or wherever you stay. And this came out. This happened.
mm.
The Defense Intelligence Agency released a report 2 weeks ago, and I've been following this story. I actually done some research on it, and nobody is saying anything.
Mm.
So I'm saying it's possible that Israel did do this on its own because if they'll bug the phones and they know what's being said and they don't want the war to end, then let's just do this anyway. And what are they gonna do to us? They'll say, what are they gonna do to us? Nothing. Okay, then go on by here. Go on, it's fine. You
It's
know.
so weird, like
It is.
this
Yes.
bugging a guy, who's an agent of Israel in the first place. Witkoff and Kirshner, they're working for Israel as much as they're working for the United States of America in their official position. And they pass on information, which is classified to Israel, to Mossad, and then Mossad in return, bugs their phone. Too weird.
Yeah. I
Too
mean,
weird.
as a matter of fact, they now have to. They've told the DIA well, it hasn't been officially. See, once a story comes out, it's just a leak. So they're not going to let you know what happens afterwards because they're not going to leak no more. But what people are saying is that they'll have to now use burner phones and other kind of security on their computer and
Mm.
telephone communication while they are in Israel.
Yeah,
So
good
they can't.
luck. Burner phones with little bombs inside.
Now, here we go. Here we go. Hezbollah. Remember that phone? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I have a little video to show you, on the opposition within Israel, the stereotypical, Zionist, colonial settler isn't what you think it is. Have a look at this here. Share. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. I'm sure it's gonna work. There it is, right there. That one. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And here we go. Okay. Does it start at, oh, do I start up here or down here? You see what's going on here? These are the Chassids. These are the guys, the real Jewish people, studying yeshiva and who are serious about Judaism, who refuse to go into the military. They refuse to kill anybody. These guys, they'd rather die than kill anybody. So they're doing civil disobedience here in front of, some, minister's home. And the drivers of the cars who are being blocked are freaking out, like their own personal liberty is being violated here by these guys, who are too Jewish, for them to like. Because they're Zionists, they don't like, Jewish people. Look what they do. Oh,
At least it's just a pushing and shoving map, and no guns and knives are involved. That's at least keep it. Let's keep it at like that level, guys. Okay.
See that they're hitting them. Now he's kicking them. Those are Zionists. Oh yeah, the soldiers coming to protect the right to protest. You know, he's not being very vigorous about it. Let's see what he does.
Oh, soldier probably doesn't do it. He probably doesn't do anything. Those guys they're in these situations. Soldiers are useless. Then they always take the side of the soldiers when they're beating a Palestinian. I saw a recent picture this week. It was very bad. I think the Palestinian man may have been killed. This guy hit him in the head with a stick, and he went straight to the ground. And the soldier just sat there and said, "Okay, let's go."
Okay, that's enough. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's up here. Okay. So that's what it's like, that's what it's like inside of Israel. That's the real
Well,
Israel,
I
and that
I
shows
I, I
difference
appreciate
between
you
Muslims and
showing
Jewish
this.
people.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you showing the video because we said before we are going to make sure that we prominently showed our brothers from the Hassidm who were allies against
yeah,
Zionism. So I appreciate us doing this. It's very important.
yeah. Ordinarily people see a few, Hasidim with Natura Carta demonstrations, and they think that's all there is, and all the other Jewish people are pro-Zionist. Not true, you know.
Yeah.
Big movement in Israel against the draft. They call up 30,000 and 2,225, show up. Big anti-draft movement there. They will not accept Zionism. They don't consider themselves to be Zionists.
That's
They're
pretty big on
at
it.
least non-Zionists.
Right.
And then in Meir Sharim, in Jerusalem district, where the Orthodox live, there, they don't put up an Israel flag; they put up a Palestine flag. And when the soldiers come in, they do everything they can, to block them. So, it's practically the opposite of what people, generally think, about Zionists and Jewish people. The caricatures, of the Zionists is something that is taking hold of, in the mainstream media to such an extent, that it's practically indistinguishable, from the Jewish people itself. So Jewish people have become the target of people like Tucker Carlson because they blame Israel for controlling the United States of America, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's why
Devastating.
we
It
that's why
throws
we
Israel.
have this. That's why we had this video on the program. The show,
Yeah,
the show is really going on. It's very important.
yeah. We have to do this ourselves,
Uh,
instead of, the left populists, end up, like featuring Tucker Carlson,
oh my God.
like
Oh no.
thanks, but no thanks,
Oh
like,
no. Oh no. No no. No no
yeah.
no. No. Please. Please. Okay.
I understand you have document that's turned up, in the struggle in the United States there.
Yeah. Let's get a little context. I haven't been talking about too much on this program. I have on other programs that there are up to 70,000 people detained in the U.S. private prisons and jails, or that have been sent around the world to jails of other countries because they're immigrants and there's something that the United States doesn't like about their paperwork. So
Refugees, you mean? These are refugees fleeing from oppression.
they are in prison.
Now they're in
So,
prison.
where there is repression, there's resistance. There has been now, I'll share the video, share the leaflet. There have been some class struggle fights going on inside the prisons. Here's a leaflet I got a hold of 15 minutes ago. I just got this from some activists in the United States, and they're basically saying there's an immigrant workers strike occurring in some of these prisons. They're owned by a private corporation called Geo, And I have participated in pickets at jail facilities previously. This is something that's not new to me. And jail holds people be who are being detained or whatever charges. But now this is something new. I heard it this morning that all the work in the prisons, like many other prisons in the United States, there's a myth that the prison employs the laborers. No, they don't employ them. They employ guards and administration. But the workers in the prisons of the United States are the prisoners. The prisoners are the workers in prisons. The administration are hired by the state or some other agency. But Geo pays the prisoners $1 a day.
$1 a day.
Yes.
Whoa,
Oh, I know, a lot of
heavy
money.
duty.
Yeah, they have a
Wow.
dollar a day. And the conditions are very funky. We're talking about people getting sick, people not getting their medicine, people being in mosquito and other infectious areas. A lot of things have been going on. So there's a strike going on now. Um, here's some of the demands. Stop the collaboration between local and state police with ICE. State police and local police are not supposed to give ICE information, but they do all the time. ICE is immigration and customs enforcement. That's what ICE is. There's a movie called starring there's a movie called uh, Machete. The movie's at least 12, 15 years old. It's about a migrant worker in Texas, and he's a former police officer in Mexico. Kind of a wild story. But the point is, ICE is in this movie. So ICE is definitely something that is a prominent feature in U.S. life. It's nothing that just happened. So they're demanding that the local police stop collaborating with ICE, that Trump must go shut down the fascist police and abolish ICE. They want to build a united immigrant rights movement with mass mobilizations across the country, fulfill all the demands of the strikes, build and spread la Unión de Secuestradores por ICE, Union of People Kidnapped by ICE. So there is a union of the uh, of the imprisoned refugees in these detention centers, and they want to be the person negotiating the terms of any ending the strike. They are currently on strike.
Mhm.
The group is called Geo's Group and Core Civic. So they're paid public money to run these prisons, and they make money off of it. And
Mm.
yes, they're private prisons. So if we scroll down on the leaflet here, we can see a picture in New Jersey, a place called Delaney Hall. And on May 23rd, which May 22nd, less than a month ago, 300 immigrants inside Delaney Hall said no more to having their dignity violated and their labor exploited and joined the call begun a month earlier by Unión de Secuestradores por ICE to stop working. And so this is what's going on. They're having work stoppage, and this is the demonstration that's outside. So the leaflet is available if you go to BAMN.org, BAMN.org, you all can get the leaflet. And there's a way we can put it in the description below once we get the program um, finalized, or um, in the write-up on Substack. It'll be good for people to read it. But I just want everyone to know that there are 70,000 people in U.S. prisons and jail run by ICE, Core Civic. A few may be actually run by the government, and people are being shipped around the world too. They're being shipped to
Mm.
other countries. This is
Mm.
ridiculous.
Mm.
This is over the top, and it isn't illegal. To be a migrant without papers in the United States is not illegal. It's simply a civil infraction which can get you deported, but doesn't have to.
Hmm.
I want people to know this is going on because the news media has blocked this story totally. This story is
Hmm.
not being told. Now, we had a picture here from Fox News. This is Fox News, a conservative news television channel. So there is some news getting out when there's a big demonstration, but in general, people don't talk about the people in prison, in the detainees. It's just not talked about. So I
You
want
know, like
y'all.
I can tell you a story which proves, that this detention of these uh, refugees in the United States of America, their detention is illegal. Because I had an experience, when I was coming through the airport in New York City, and I was on my way back to Montreal from Palestine, and I'm banned from the United States of America. So, but I thought that I could go through, transit in New York
Right,
City,
right, right,
like any other city, you go through. But
right.
in New York, you are not allowed to do transit. You have to sort of, exit from the customs, go get your baggage, and take it to another plane's embarkment. And you have to pass through security again before you get on the other plane. There's no transit. So, I try to go to get my baggage, I say, "Oh, you're banned, like, what are you doing here? You can be arrested and put into prison for 30 days, like I said, "Oh, I'm just, uh in transit here, like I don't want to go anywhere, in the United States, I just want to go to Montreal." And so they held me for 6 hours, put me attached to a bench, with a little chain and a thing around the ankle. And finally, they said, okay, like this is a form, saying that you're not seeking refugee status here in the United States, and then we'll let you go and we'll deport you. And so I signed it. I don't want to be a refugee in the United States. But they gave me the choice. If I didn't sign it, I could have stayed. And then I would have gone through a whole sort of, application process to be a refugee, which I could have been defended, and represented for by a lawyer. And whatever decision they made, I could have appealed. All of this, all these rights, were available to me, but
Interesting.
not to these people who are being detained now. And they're, like they're a bit browner than I am, and that's all the difference that they care about. And now they're detainees. Okay.
I think so because the fact that you were offered these another option is quite interesting. I don't think they offer those options anymore, but they may be. They may be. They may be.
Well, they should be,
I
but they're
really,
probably not being notified, that they have the option to
right.
fill out such an application. They're not given the form, they're not given the option, they're not told anything, Well, they're just, detained. Okay. Well, that's called kidnapping otherwise.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, my friend. That's kind of what.
Okay, Comrade Steve.
Also, there was another story I want to just quickly show you. I think I have it ready.
Yeah.
Um, there was a black family in Georgia who was having a reunion. Okay, and they were outside their house on the 7th of June last week. Okay. And this guy drives up, white guy, just wipes up, starts yelling the N-word at them. He just, he just he just kind of gets sick. He just starts racially harassing them. And then so he drives off and everyone who was this fool comes back 5 minutes later with an army flak jacket on and a long gun and starts shooting at them. And I know it's incredible. I have the video right here. I want people to see that this is the United States life in its finest, okay? I have the video
Wow.
right here. I'm ready to share this. It's incredible. Here we go. Here we go.
A Lee County family is speaking out, recalling the terrifying moments when they say a man armed with an AR style rifle opened fire on their family reunion. And thank you for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Greg Lloyd.
And I'm Carla Heath Sands.
Now, that shooting happened Sunday evening on Autumn Leaf Drive in Leesburg. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer shot at partygoers after a verbal altercation occurred. No one in the family was reportedly injured, and Kinzer was shot after a family member returned fire.
He was charged with aggravated assault. WAOB News 10's Mariah Norman sits down with a witness who says their family was racially targeted.
This family says they were celebrating a birthday and spending time together before a man they identify as a neighbor pulled up and opened fire with an AR-style rifle. Witnesses say the family was gathered outside for a reunion Sunday night when a car drove by. A white man who witnesses say was Jeffrey Tyler Kinzer was inside the car yelling racial slurs at the group.
And he's talking junk and he started yelling the N-word. He kept going, so we let him go. And we were just discussing what just happened, why he tripping.
But Green says Kinzer came back, this time wearing armor and carrying a rifle.
Then that's when everybody started running. He got a gun. He got a gun. All the kids, they were making sure the kids get in the house. And people started taking positions because they seen he had a gun. And I was in the middle of the street. That's when he raised it and fired. Boom. And I grabbed my gun and started returning fire and moving with him.
Green says he's a Marine veteran. He says he was willing to defend his family, including children and older adults who were present.
It was so hurtful. I cried all night. I'm laying outside on the ground through a shootout under a car with my other auntie, my other sister, who was 77, and I'm 62.
The investigation is ongoing. Officials say more charges are expected to come. This family says they are just grateful to be alive. Reporting in Lee County, Mariah Norman, WALB, your hometown news source.
Now,
Graduating from high.
now this is
Wow.
okay. All right. Now, but the story,
Incredible.
the story gets better. So
Doesn't this just fit in, with the grandma here at the side here who says this nonviolent stuff will get you killed? So that guy defended his family, shot the attacker, didn't kill him, stopped him, and saved everybody else. It works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. That's why we have this on the screen. This guy
Yeah.
is a veteran.
Yeah.
They couldn't charge him with anything because it was
Yeah.
clear this man came there to aggress their family. Now,
Yeah.
the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which is supposed to be like the state FBI, I went to their website and they have nothing on this case. The fact they charge him with aggravated assault as opposed to attempted murder, attempted homicide. This is not just an
Yeah.
assault. You went with premeditation to get a gun
Yeah.
and then come back. You didn't stop and say, wait a minute, this is something stupid. Let me go back home. I'm getting too hot-headed. No, you continue on to the place and then exchange and then open up with armed force against people who done nothing to you. No, see that charge right there is BS. That charge should be much more than that charge. So we got to keep a watch on this case right here. But everybody in the know, Negroes with guns saved the day today. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Robert F. Williams' great book, Negroes with Guns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he also was a trained Marine. Yes, he was, Robert F. Williams. So, I want everybody to see that, these people, I told people 3 weeks ago, I said, no, I'm mentioning to you that these
I
people
like the
come
way he
out.
talked, he was so calm, determined and sure of what he had done.
Yeah,
Like it was, clear as day.
well, I mean, but about a month ago, these two teenage terrorists went to the Muslim mosque in San
Oh, yeah.
Diego and
Yeah.
started killing people. And because they
Yeah.
had lockdown procedures, they couldn't get to the children inside. Now
Yeah.
the security guard out front, he was armed. He also returned fire, but he died in the situation. The point
Yeah.
is, you have to be, these people are out there. Don't think they're not going to show up someday. They are.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep telling people, be ready, have a plan, and carry out the plan. Don't be shy on defending yourself. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
I mean, I should do this. No, no, no. Maybe you should because this
Especially at demonstrations, there's got to be security.
gotta
Security has got to be organized
got to be
at all
organized.
times. Yeah.
Gotta be organized. And in your home, they had home security here in this house. So
Yeah.
it's just you just gotta be. I hate to keep making this point, but they are out there, and like we see right here, they just showed up.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't no rally, wasn't no demonstration. Hey, I see some black people, I don't like them. I'm gonna yell at them and go get my gun and shoot them. Obviously, he thought he'd get away with this.
Yeah.
I mean, he must have, or he's mentally ill. How you gonna
Yeah.
drive up on somebody on a public street outside their house doing nothing at all to you, and you gonna go get your gun and come back and start shooting at them?
This reminds me of uh, the uh, the Black Wall Street massacre, Tus in Tuskegee, in which blacks who became middle class and became successful were resented to such a degree, just like middle class Jewish people are resented, and so they went and carried out a pogrom there and killed as many as they could. That's where that comes from. This kind of that was like a middle class area. And the neighbor, meant that he was a sort of a middle class, like it's supposed to be a white area, but it isn't anymore. And so he tried to sort of wipe out the blacks who made it into the middle class. That's resented a great deal, by the privileged upper castes, and that works, against black people, against Jewish people, against any national minority.
Right,
It's considered
right.
to be in violation of the norm because they've become middle class, and so they have to be wiped out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. And so I want everybody to see
nice.
that this is a problem. I just saw it online a couple of days ago. I want you to see it so y'all can see what's going on. Right there on the news. Only reason it's in the news because it happened in town and they couldn't ignore it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, now we got that out as it should be. And now we're going to upload it and distribute this video here. Great. So wonderful to be able to speak with you again, Steve. And this is the here and now, available for you to share
Thank you.
for free. Yeah.
Right. For free. And again, we will post information about we will post a leaflet so people can distribute it, read it, talk about it, and get involved in your community. Okay, y'all get involved. You got to fight back.
Okay, we'll put it up on the commentary of Substack.
All right.